We're going to go ahead and get started today with our midday stretch break here, middle of the week as well. We start off with the chest stretch, and I always say you can utilize anything at home. I have a band. You can also utilize a broomstick or a blanket, a towel, anything you can pull apart like this and tip back just like that. And of course, if you don't have that, something we've always done in every one of our classes and we can talk about here as well is you utilize this wall, putting one arm behind you and then turning the body out away from the wall, and you can get as close to this wall as you really feel comfortable, mixing up where exactly that arm is positioned. There's going to be a different stretch down here as well as up there. This first stretch, guys, we tend to hold this one just a little bit longer just because everyone's going to be kind of at their own pace based on the equipment that they have available. So if you're utilizing a wall, feel free to switch arms as you feel kind of fit. Try to hold a stretch for about 20 to 40 seconds before you go ahead and switch sides there. And of course, if you're using some tension like this, just feel free to take a break, head on over. But guys, this is where we're starting today's class with this chest stretch. Again, either here with that tension piece or up against this wall. And whichever way seems to get the best stretch for you today. And right there, guys, go ahead, setting that piece of equipment down towards the ground if we're utilizing or just coming back to center here, guys. What we're going to do next, again, something we've done before in these classes, we're going to do a nice hamstring stretch. Also kind of just a hang stretch. We're going to just hang out down here. We're going to hinge like we might normally do. Back stays nice and straight, stretching those hamstrings. And then from there, guys, you can even feel free to let your spine extend, touching the toes if we need to, otherwise just crossing those arms if we really want to just get the hands out of the way. The thing we always want to make sure that we do is once we're in this position, if we want to come back up, focus on straightening that spine first. I like to have you guys put your hands on your shin, extend the spine so that the hands trace up the shin towards the knee, and then push up through the hips. That is what we're going to be doing, guys. Some of you have obviously already started in. Feel free to really, again, just enjoy this one, kind of on your own time here. If you ever need to come up from it, you take those breaks as needed. And from there, guys, go ahead, put your hands on your shin. Trace those hands up towards your knee, extending the spine. Hinge, pull through those hips, extending on the way up. Spread those legs. We're going to do a similar thing, but we're going down more towards the standing V stretch. Again, allowing us to target those inner thighs. Same thing, you can put your hands on the ground or cross them if you feel that's going to give you a little bit more of a stretch. And right there, guys, go ahead, reach it over to your left side. And reach over to the right. And right there, guys, go ahead, bring on up, bring those legs together. You're going to put one foot out in front. We're going to be here in a nice lunge position. From here, guys, nothing's really fancy. All it is just standard lunge position, getting that knee near a 4 or 90 degree, torso at nearly a 90 degree to this hip joint over here. Trying to get this one 180 or past, so maybe a little bit of an obtuse angle. And we're focusing right here on this hip flexor. We're going to find ourselves here, this neutral position, torso or pelvis neutral, torso upright, driving forward from there. If that's not giving you a bit of a stretch, maybe your hip flexors are a little bit more flexible. Some of us maybe not because of how long we've been sitting. Another option you have is you can rotate into this top leg over here. You can also take that and you can lean into that top leg with or without the rotation. Try either one of those for about 20 seconds a piece. Obviously, if they're not doing anything, you can move on to the next progression there. And if that doesn't work, something that you can try is a slight lean back. Again, I always say slight when we do this because I want you guys to be careful because we have some of our hip flexors are passing, well, all of them are, that's what makes them a hip flexor, passing over that pelvic bone, and we don't want too much cross-fiction. Sometimes that irritates the tendons and the muscles within this area, so we really want to be careful with that. But we're in this position, guys. I'm sure you found a position that you like today to get us started. And from there, guys, go ahead, same thing, but we're switching on over to the other side. Again, starting neutral, adding in those progressions as we see fit. And right there, guys, we're going to go ahead. We're going to take it down to the ground here. Similar to what we had before, we got our V stretch here. And this is going to work a little different than when we were standing up just because our feet can be a little bit more relaxed, less tension through our ankle to displace our weight properly for a standing position. So this might give us a little bit more adductor, that interior thigh focus, maybe less on any hamstring that you might have been feeling before. But we're going right down the middle, guys. From there, guys, go ahead, bring it on in to a nice little butterfly here. Same area of attack, just a different method. And spread those legs for me again, guys. Same thing, going down. As we're starting up this second set here, guys, see if we can't get a little bit farther at a starting point, not necessarily picking up where we left off, but going farther than we started before the last time we did this. And if we can't, that's all right. But sometimes you might even notice those small additional modes of flexibility early on if you try it out. And that's a great way for us to progressively improve that area. From there, guys, go ahead, raise it on up. We're going to take it on down to the mat. Here, we got to focus on our glutes a little bit because those sometimes they'll get underactivated throughout our sitting, which sometimes leads to a tight piriformis muscle. So in addition to some glute strengthening exercises that may always help, sometimes we got to focus on glute stretches and specifically targeting this piriformis at times. So what we do is we like to put our ankle over our knee, then we pull in that bottom knee. And from here, guys, you can also roll out that out ankle. And from there, guys, go ahead, rest that one down. Same thing, we're going to switch it on over, opposite ankle to the opposite knee, pulling that one in. Same thing, rolling that ankle. Clockwise and counterclockwise. And go ahead, rest that one up. Go ahead, write yourselves up. This one is something, again, we finish off a lot with, strictly because it's just so important to get blood back up to the brain. It's our 4-way neck stretch. I just want you to find yourself in a comfortable position where your shoulders can relax, your hands, your arms can relax. And we start by just dipping that chin down to our chest and then stretching the back of our neck for us, guys. Go ahead, raise that up there, guys. Tilting it back so that chin's going up towards the ceiling. Eyes to the sky. This is stretching the front of our neck. And from there, we recenter one ear, the same side shoulder, stretching the side of our necks. Sometimes if you have ever noticed that your shoulders are uneven, these stretches, especially the side ones, can really help out. Go ahead, raise that one up. Do the same thing, other side now.